In a Fox News alert, the mainstream media not holding back and quickly taking sides after Judge Kavanaugh and Christine Blasey Ford's testimonies.
She comes across very credible.
It's difficult to watch somebody who has a credible story of being victimized.
The credibility of her testimony is just unparalleled.
He roared with anger, unjudicious, raw anger.
The most striking thing for me was his anger. The way he portrayed himself at the outset of this hearing today, he looked unhinged.
He was angry and belligerent, and it was kind of scary.
But after everything that has happened to this man and his family, doesn't Judge Kavanaugh have a right to be angry, if not on the absolute edge? Here now to weigh in is contributor at the Washington Examiner, Ryan Girdusky. Ryan, thanks for coming on this morning. I cannot imagine what this man and his family have been through. I don't expect anything else from him in that hearing. What do you think?
If Clarence Thomas was the subject of a high-tech lynching, Brett Kavanaugh was the subject of a high-tech drive-by. The media went with story after story of uncorroborated allegations. Some of them had giant holes in them, and they went with story after story to destroy his character. You know, the day before the hearing, Don Lemon, CNN's Don Lemon, was associating Judge Kavanaugh with Bill Cosby, a serial sexual predator who is now a convicted felon, the day before his hearing. They had no interest in having a level debate and hearing out both sides of the story. This was a political hit job that the media was completely complicit in, led by the Democratic Party on that Senate panel.
I want to ask you a question. I want to specify, though, before I ask this, that I'm not talking about Dr. Ford. I'm generalizing here. But as a society, have we entered an area, have we entered a point in time where a man, I'm just saying a man in general, is not believed? I mean, point blank, period. Are we entering a time where women are believed when they say, I am a survivor, regardless of what evidence they may or may not have?
Right. Well, we've seen that in the past. Like, look at the Duke lacrosse players. Look at the Columbia rape mattress girl. There have been cases with false rape allegations. But listen, even worse than that, any man with bad politics, according to certain elite establishment media figures, could be the next Brett Kavanaugh. I could be the next Brett Kavanaugh if I raise to a certain level of politics because they don't like me. And I could have allegations come against me with no evidence, no witnesses, all alleged witnesses denying that it ever happened. And people in the media will drag you through the mud. Through the mud. And it's not horrifying just to men, but to any mother who has a son today, or a husband, or a brother, or a father. Anyone is a possible victim based solely on their politics. And Brett Kavanaugh, 20-something years of public life. 20-something years. If you are a sexual predator, right, and you have this tendency to sit there and to attack women, and you have this horrible personality, it would have come out. He had all these female law clerks. It never came out, and there was obvious holes in the story that they wouldn't even address because she seemed very upset. And
just to interject real quick, I think it's so rich that you've got everybody on the left is so pro Ford in this situation. You've got Juanita Broaddrick, who made a very credible claim of rape to Bill Clinton 30 years ago. She was basically shunned by these same groups of people. And these people still celebrate. When Bill Clinton walks into the room with Hillary, they cheer and applaud and smile and shake his hand. And then you've got a situation like this where they do the exact opposite. I mean, there's just, what do you think of that?
Well, one last point. I mean, one more point. You have Senator Cory Booker on there, Senator Spartacus, who wrote in high school or college an article called Making It to Second, How He Gropes Women. Senator Spartacus wrote a column sitting there saying how he gropes women to get to second base. You have the senator from Delaware who beat his wife. You have the senator from Ohio who beat his wife, his ex-wife rather. You have Beto O'Rourke running for U.S. Senate in Texas. And he sat there and fled from a drunk driving accident. If you want to have this morality question of what did you do in your past, there's a lot of dirt from a lot of Democrats on the Senate, including Senator Cory Booker, who sat there holier than thou accusing Brett Kavanaugh, and he himself has pleaded guilty or said out loud how he enjoyed sexually assaulting women when he was younger. It's outrageous.
Well, I haven't heard or verified that, but Ryan, thank you so much for your time this morning. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.